Drivers. And we are racing here at Watkins Glen. It's a decent start for Kimi Räikkönen, but Kate leads coming down to turn one. Car driver having a look round the outside, but isn't quite able to make that one round stick on Catalan. Then Tudor from Hell in P3, then Black Demon, then Kimi Räikkönen, then Train and Seas, who's actually fighting with Glabro Man in the background. They're going wheel to wheel with the Scuderia Trainer, and he'll try and pick up a slipstream. And Train making up some decent positions on the start there. But once again, Catalan who leads from Car Driver, then Tudor, then Black Demon, Kimi Räikkönen, Train Raider, Glabro Man, Seas, Toomey and Avena round out the top 10 as they now make their way through the chicane here. And coming up the uphill corner, you can see Kimi Räikkönen having a look at Black Demon there as well. Black Demon hanging it round the outside of Kimi Räikkönen, who's looking to the inside of the G-Force racing car, who's got a better straight line speed and a better exit. It looks like Kimi's likely to continue ascent here. Down the inside on Black Demon. Black Demon gives him a big squeeze. He manages to keep it within the track limits, but through goes Kimi. And Black Demon says this one's not over yet. Resent it back up the inside of the Shadow Racing car. The Shadow Racing car's trying to hold it around the outside. They almost make contact. Great stuff and great racing from those two. And Train Raiders now going to try and look for an opportunity to capitalise on this one. So not just based on lap times. And the field really close for now as Black Demon has actually made another mistake, and now Train Raider is going to look to the inside of the G-Force Racing car, but he loses the rear, and Train Raider has a reasonably big one into the wall, the rear wing coming off. He tried to keep the car to the inside line too much and lost the rear end, and he rejoins the circuit, and hopefully for his sake it's just a spin, but it looks like he's potentially crabbing with some suspension damage out there as well. The Shadow Racing car far superior, you have to say. To me, of course, Jamie's not done a bad job here to re-cut through the field after spinning and crashing into the wall on the formation lap. And there he goes. He gets another move done on Toomey over Turi. Not bad work. Meanwhile, in front, Tudor from Hell is closing it in on Black Demon. Black Demon, will he defend the inside? Tudor from Hell with a decent run. Looks like it's going to be another send down the inside. If he can get close enough, he sends it down the inside. Braking way too late, and Tudor from Hell completely runs off the track, missing his braking point there. And that was an easy re-overtake for Black Demon. And Jamie is getting a brilliant front row seat of this action. Black Demon, I wonder, running a little bit wide. He's really getting put under pressure from Tudor from Hell and the Shadow Racing car behind him in the yellow and green livery, and washing a little bit wide there. Will Jamie now be able to set up the switchback as Tudor from Hell has overtaken for P4? A pretty easy move for him. And now to the inside, Jamie will go on the G-Force Racing car. Will he go down the inside? He will go down the inside later on the brakes and getting that move done much better than Tudor did a lap ago, and Tudor with a big wobble as well in front of him. And it's both Shadow Racing cars, like they said they might do, putting pressure. Oh, and Tudor has a pretty big wobble there. I can tell you that wasn't desync, and that has allowed Jamie to get much closer to the back of the Kate car. He's going to look to the inside. Surely he doesn't go for a send from back here. No, he doesn't, but Tudor leaves the door open, and that does allow Jamie to get alongside. Now coming towards the second turn here. This is where Train Raider spun only a couple laps to go, but Jamie is able to make this one stick, and he's now going side by side with Tudor. He's overtaken Tudor, and that is for P4. And making his way through the field, he will now attempt to hunt down his teammates, and that's going to allow Toomey to have a look up the inside of the G-Force Racing car, the black and red car, heading down to turn one versus the Kawai Racing car in the hot pink, down into turn one. He gets the move pretty much done. A bit of rear brake locking there, and actually Black Demon manages to hold it round the outside, but he has to back out eventually, and it looks like that move for P6 is done and dusted. Tudor from Hell has had a big moment. Tudor from Hell has got damage to the rear right of that car. He's crashed somewhere out there on track, and I wonder if he's done what Black Demon did a lap ago, where he hit the rear right on the wall coming out of that left-hander, where it just seems the track just seems to close in on you. Tudor from Hell is going to try his best to make his way back to the pits here. For the rest of the field, they might hope for a VSC or some sort of intervention to close up. But Tudor from Hell in the Catalan Racing, we already said he was struggling at the wheel of what seems to be the quickest car out there. The safety car has been deployed. The safety car has been deployed. Now that is a cheap pit stop for all those that can make it in. So Tudor from Hell, I think, will be able to make it back there now. And Catalan's lead will close down. And Catalan has put his foot to the floor. And we are green once again for the next 25 minutes here at GTWC Round 2 at Watkins Glen. It's Car Driver who will be looking to put pressure on the leader as much as he can, but Kase is expected to pull away. That is Kimi Räikkönen and Jami on the race start as they cross the line to get underway. You can see already in the background, Nevena is extremely far back and has held up the rest of the field. You can see it's really bottled up as Toomey is now going to go wheel to wheel with Black Demon once again going down into turn 1. The pink Kawai racing car. Black Demon's had a bit of a snap and now around the outside Toomey's trying to go. They almost free wide. They're almost free wide at the front, but meanwhile in the lead Jami has overtaken his teammate Kimi Räikkönen. I wonder if Nevena has dropped back, so immediately having a moment back there. Black Demon up the inside of Tuna from Hell. Both those cars have to go off the track, and Tuna hitting a huge pothole there. He'll have to hope there's no damage, and there's a full course yellow. Something has happened to Nevena in the background, and there it is, getting collected, I wonder, and having a moment, staying out on those old tyres. A red flag has been flown. Oh, what's happened to C's in the background? Oh, C's. Both the McKenna cars have been involved in a big incident here. No wonder the red flag is out. One McKenna car on its roof. What happened in the background? We saw they almost went free wide, and we saw one of them have a bit of oversteer, and we cut away to see Kimi Räikkönen, Jami overtaking his teammate. And there we go, pretty orderly fashion. You can see Tuna from Hell already trying to make up positions there. So is Black Demon looking at the back of Jami, and Train Raider trying to defend from Tuna, who might even try and launch it around the outside. Oh, he goes off track. Oh, and he spins Train Raider around in the background. A back marker tangle. Looks like those cars have gotten away reasonably unscathed, though. Actually, it's more damage for Train Raider. Can he continue? He's putting the power down and trying his best. But yeah, Car Driver is coming into the pits here. Car Driver is entering the pit lane and giving up that P2, and look at the state of his tyres. He didn't make a stop under the red flag, which you're actually allowed to do, and I wonder if this is a blundered strategy for the Kanori Motorsport car. Boxing with this many cars around you surely isn't the wisest idea, unless he thinks everybody else is going to have to make one more pit stop in this race. And a full course yellow has been called for Train Raider, so that means drivers can't catch up to each other. They have to maintain the gaps to one another and maintain their speed. Kimi Räikkönen has come into the pits. He's taking another stop here. So for Car Driver, this is big bad news. Where's Kase Racing? Kase Racing is still got a huge gap out in front. And the green flag has been called. So just as Kimi comes into the pits, the green flag is called. He doesn't quite get to take the advantage of this stop. And you can see he actually missed his pit box for a second there as Toomey goes down the inside of Glabro Man and a defense from him. But you can see Kimi Räikkönen has got a huge jump over Car Driver by boxing mostly under a full course yellow. That's going to allow Tuna to try and get a good exit on him, as he's actually even going to go up the inside at this corner. He's just got to make sure he doesn't understeer into the GeForce Racing car. The GeForce Racing car gives him the space. Pretty decent racing from these two as they now go through the quick left-hander. Surely Glabro Man doesn't try and hold it around the outside. He actually does. They both leave the space once again. They go wheel to wheel now into the last corner. Glabro Man almost understeers into Tuna from Hell, but the trust is there, and people are going to make another stop here. Black Demon is probably going to try and go to the end here, but you can see struggling in older tyres, has already just run wide and run off the track there. That's the second time we've seen a GeForce Racing car struggle at turn 1, and that's allowed Kimi to now get up into P2, which is where his strategy has put him. Black Demon is going to call it quits. He's not able to hold on out there, and he has to make his pit stop. I think he'll drop down to about P5. It's a respectable effort from Black Demon, but you can see he is now making his pit stop. And yeah, you can see I think he's got the gap to Toomey, and he will end up P5 in this one. But in the meantime, 5.5 minutes left, and Tuna from Hell is hunting down Toomey like a shark hunting down its prey in the water. Look at the overspeed that Catalan racing machine has over the pink Kawai racing car, and through goes Tuna, one of his cleaner moves today on Toomey, and that's not really a contest for the Kawai racing car, unless Tuna makes another mistake here. And that just sums up his race, doesn't it? He's gone too deep into that corner, and now wheel to wheel with Toomey. Coming through the right-hander, and he has huge snaps of oversteer, and if that was any closer to Toomey, then that would have most certainly wiped both of those drivers out. But Toomey knows he can't really fight this one. Tuna is in just such advanced machinery. As a Car Driver has had to make another pit stop here. Car Driver is in the pits, And, well, the guy who was originally running P2, look at the state of his tyres. They're just way too cold. And actually, he's not changed his tyres, so I wonder if this is a box for fuel. Either way, he's had to go into the pits again. And he could still pick off these two cars and salvage some points, but it's not going to be as many points as Kanori Motorsport would have been expecting this race. And Kanori Motorsport very quick in a straight line, and you'll expect him to breeze past the Kawai Racing car there, coming now down towards the chicane. He may even just turn in here, but no, he actually doesn't. Toomey holds his nose in, and Car Driver makes a bit of a mess of that one, and that's going to delay him even more. He's only got 3 minutes to get past these guys, but he still doesn't quite have the guts to fully send it in on the Kanori car, on the Kawai car. And now Car Driver will surely just send it on Toomey here. Toomey does go defensive. Round the outside, braking so much later. Can he pull it off? He's trying. He's keeping the throttle in. You have to say, fair play to Toomey, who is holding up Car Driver. It's a battle of two reasonably good drivers here. Car Driver and Toomey both, I'd say, very quick and equal on pace. Well, there you go. Toomey showing all of his experience and keeping the quicker Kanori behind. Now the Kanori might look to the outside of the Kawai car, but he still doesn't. This is ruining the end of Car Driver's race. It was already ruined by the fact that he fell off the podium and lost this P2 by making so many extra stops, and now he will go up the inside of the Kawai Racing car. Surely he gets this move done, and he finally does. Exceeds the track limits just a little bit, but still comes out in front of Toomey. Catalan Racing is going to cross the line and finish the race there, and the winner of round 2, Matteo Catalan, winning with at least 33.5 seconds, and man and machine produced an excellent combination that just made him so dominant and so clear of the rest of the field.